is something I prepared. There you go. Tissue.
Yeah, thank you very much. Mommy, when you're serving folks, left hand, I am used.
Oh.
For right hand, very, very important. African culture.
Yes.
Bruni krum, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
It's so funny how we are all talking about this respect thing. You just put it up with my left. What's the big deal, really? Whether you give it with your left or with your right. Why does it show disrespect?
I don't think that naturally it does, but in the African context, there are some behaviors that's been engraved as to show respect. For culture, respect for people. You understand? That's what makes us different. So it's important we respect these respects.
I think that's part of the things that we came to meet from our forefathers.
Of course.
Actually, it has been passed on to us generations upon generations. Who knows? I don't know. There are so many things that you can use your right hand for. There are so many things you can use your left hand for. And most of the things that you use your left hand for, people target as not being appropriate. So then if you are passing on something to someone, especially when the person is an elderly person, and the person is well revered in society, the best thing to do is to use where your power lies, which is your right hand, and then deliver the person. Just give it to the person, and that is all.
So what if my power lies in my left? You just said where your power lies.
That's where your power lies. So you just need to
give it with your left hand.
You give the right more power.
Give a right hand testimonial, saying why, explaining why you did that.
Which brings me to the latest talk in town about respect from the perspective of the male against the female. The thing for instance with Asan Kuma talking about a woman's place is the kitchen, and him getting a response from a Facebook user, and then obviously even his response could tell you that there's a little bit of he felt a little disrespected by the lady, and the fact that she made a point about 21st century woman, you shouldn't tell her that her place is the kitchen. Now, what's up with all that's going on right now with do you think that, like you're saying, culture is what has made it so?
Before I go, you are looking good.
Well, thank you, sweetie.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fine.
Yeah, it's not my bono. You
Somebody say MOBA. But you guys are not looking too shabby.
Black. Now can you see me? At the end of the day, Mr. Ozer, that is socially constructed. We have sex roles, we have gender roles, socially constructed roles for male and female. But now the world is becoming a global village. The world is gradually merging each and every day. People are doing things that ordinarily they were not expected to do. So then roles are being taken up by other sexes. So if I go home and I need to cook for my wife or cook for the family, not cook for my wife, but cook for my family, I think that there is nothing wrong with it, especially as an Ekwiapem man who has been trained very well to cook. The kitchen is my second office.
So do you cook?
I cook.
For your wife?
Yeah,
just a 1 week now, I won't need any.
It doesn't really matter.
You say microwave, then you just heat it up and then you eat. Don't forget, it's not to the wife as though you are serving the wife, but you are also serving yourself. You might not know that when you go to the kitchen, it's an area for you to test your creativity.
Yeah.
You test your creativity. The best place to test your creativity is the kitchen.
I have two things to look at. The first place, I don't want to lose my kitchen to my wife, That's where all the things are. That's where all the bottles, the food, everything that keeps you going. I don't want to lose authority of that area in the camp to my wife. We need to compete for that.
No, so
cooking and all of that becomes important. And who even says that it's all the time that the man has to go out to bring in? Who brought in the apple? It was Eve who went out there to hunt for an apple, whichever means that she used to bring the apple. But I wonder what Adam was doing at the time.
Maybe he was just playing around, just killing or
but the thing is, would you marry a woman who doesn't even cook at all? Because then it means that you would have to do most of the cooking.
It depends
or
on
then
the
you
premise.
have to hire help.
It depends on the premise on which the relationship was started. Do you get me? If, for instance,
Let's use you as an example,
Yes.
even before you wifed your wife,
Yes.
because you're married.
Yes.
Now, was this one of the boxes you ticked? Like, she must know how to cook, she must be domesticated, you know?
She must have the basics.
Okay.
At least basics. You know your way around the kitchen. Knowing your way around the kitchen knows that you know what tomatoes does to the stew, what pepper does to the stew, what salt does to the stew. That basic, you can do it. Now, I come in, we are all not there yet, so we come in to complement each other. Our kitchen is not a showcase or showroom for the public to know. Who even knows who cooked at home? If it's only me and my wife.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Who knows who cooked? Nobody knows. And I'm not going to go out there and say that my wife does all the cooking, I do all the cooking, or we hire the services of a cook to come and do all these things. These are private matters. And if you feel that you are really into that individual and you are connected to each other, then so one day Saturday that na munyina share kitchen no be a short way kakra bi na akra ugina na echi.
Oh Lord.
Na mitwa fanachi.
Utwa na dey afase.
We have to go there. We have to go there.
Yeah, I think it's important that we look at ticking the boxes before you select a partner. I think that if you look at circumstances in life, everybody is brought up from different perspectives, different understanding, and all of that. So I won't take a box. But I believe that our relationship should have phases. Phases where we learn to understand each other. Phases where we learn to know each other's capabilities. Okay? These are all phases. It could be times for courting, dating, or even within the marriage. You get to know a lot of things about each other. And that is where you then decide to complement. I want to feel like a woman sometimes. Okay? That's why I made a point about Eve was the one who went out to look for the apple to come serve Adam for whatever reasons. But I also want to feel, I think the only thing I don't want to be a woman for is childbirth. That's quite difficult, you know.
That's biological.
Biological.
So that's what
that's one thing. So it means that I would prefer a strong woman. A woman who can think like a man, work like a man in my space. Are you getting my point? I'm not looking to have someone who would always have to be controlled, told what to do and how to do it.
So you want a woman who thinks like a man, acts like a man.
Exactly.
And cooks at the same time.
No, we cook together. That's what I'm trying to say. There are certain.
But you're looking for superwoman because
there are common things that's what I'm trying to say. We have different abilities, but there are common things that if my wife is busy and I have to wash her panties, I gotta do it.
Okay.
Yes, I have to.
Yes.
Because she'll wash mine if I'm doing something.
Okay. But the thing is, there's certain men who would never wash their panties. I mean, obviously, their briefs. Yeah. Once they get married, they feel like it's a woman's place to do the washing,
I don't think so.
Including their briefs, whether they're busy or not. So the woman gets the laundry and she does all of it.
I don't think so.
Listen, just.
I mean, she's washing everybody's clothes in the house.
No, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. It's more or less like we are complementing each other. Now, human beings have the tendency of lording over others.
Yes.
Especially when the person has an upper hand over you. In one thing, I don't want to talk about financial, but the ability for someone to do something, if that person is not around, you are deficient. The person can lord over you entirely, totally. So in order for harmony to prevail and for you people to see yourself...
but you guys are the exception because really there are a lot of men who don't know how to cook, who would not wash. They probably don't know how to wash because their mothers have done it for them over the years, their sisters have done it for them over the years. So once they get into the marriage, obviously this is something that they're used to.
My auntie and the husband that I lived with, and that was the exact situation where before the man gets out of the bedroom, the breakfast has been made. The lady is ironing the shirt and all of that. When my auntie passed away, the man didn't know where his briefs were.
Wow.
Yes, that is how serious it
He
is.
didn't know where his shirts were. He couldn't do anything for himself until eventually he also passed on.
No, listen.
So it's important that we understand that everybody has a responsibility. I would also have to know where my wife has the things and all of that. We complement each other. That's my belief. And apart from what, if you are the highest income earner in the family, and I have to draw myself to you to work better, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
If I am the highest income earner, or there are opportunities in my endeavors, you will have to join me for us to do that.
No.
I wouldn't say because you're a woman or I am a man and all of that.
Yes. Now, coming back to what Speaker you said, the
Yes.
thing is, when one person is more efficient in an area, they laud it. Or if one person has the upper hand, they laud it. So the Bible even tells us that a woman should respect, honor, the husband, and the husband must reciprocate with love.
Love, yes.
So, where at the end of the day, the man is making more money. The man is the breadwinner. The man is the head of the house.
Yes.
So, where do you draw the line, with the fact that the woman respects the husband, or the woman is being a feminist? I mean, I'm confused there, because I think we're losing something there.
No, here, that's what, if you are biblical and you really want to go according to the Bible and you want to subject yourself under the authority of the Bible.
Which is what we all want to do, right?
Not all.
Okay.
They are Muslims. They are atheists. They are traditionalists.
But I think even in the, I can
They have, yes, in
that they
Quran,
also have the same
similar
exactly.
things. If the Bible says that, woman, humble yourself, respect your husband, and the husband, love your wife, irrespective
as
of who she is, and the same as Christ loved us. Now, Christ loved us even though we were sinners. So if you find any fault with your wife, the command says that still in her faulty part, still continue to love her. Don't know. Or just love her. Now, me being the head of the house, the household, doesn't mean that I can just command you around anyhow. There is one thing about directing, and there is another thing about commanding people. There's a difference between guiding people to do the right thing. So if you don't know how to do something, I need to guide you, I need to direct you.
But you'd agree that some men are abusing
They are,
this
exactly,
position. And
exactly.
that is why
they
a lot
are.
of women are rising up and
Yes.
saying, we're crying feminism, women empowerment and all that. You would agree that women are actually, some men are actually abusing the facts. I mean, back in the day, I don't think that a woman would have a television show, for instance, or a woman would would occupy certain positions, even in an office. But I mean, things are changing because of the outcry, because of women saying that we want equal rights as the men. Because some of the men, like you're saying, are dwelling on a lot of these things as love, obey your husband, and then I will love you as Christ loved the church, and they are lording it over the women.